Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole. I have hooded eyes and I tend to do a lot of really simple eyeshadow looks that suit my hooded eye boys and girls. But today we are stepping totally out of the box and we are doing this look right here, which is so different for me. I was super inspired by this photo right here that Snitchery posted on Instagram. She has an Instagram, she has a YouTube, she is crazy talented. She does a lot of like anime recreations and cartoon recreations, and when I see her looks, I'm just baffled at how beautiful they are. So make sure to subscribe to her on YouTube and on Instagram. I'll list all her details down below, but she applied green shadow in this style and I thought it was so pretty and would be such a cool different kind of look. And I thought with New Year's Eve coming up, that's like a day where you can kind of experiment with makeup, go all out, do a different kind of look and not feel so like, wow, I'm really wearing a different kind of makeup look. So I thought it would be fun to post this and see if I could achieve it in this video. And I am so happy with how this turned out. It's different, it's fun, it's refreshing, and it's super simple. I'm using two shadows, but you could really just use one shadow if you wanted to. I really didn't need to go in with two shadows at all. I just had them. Use what you have in your collection. If you didn't want to go in with a green, you could go in with a brown, a gold, a purple, a blue, whatever you wanted to. It's really, really simple, and I think it's really flattering if you have small eyes like me because we're not closing off our eye with any kind of like lower shadow. We have a nude liner in there so our eyes look open, and it's just fun. Now, I know I said in my second to last video that that would be my last eye tutorial for 2018. I'm sorry, I got so inspired and I wanted to post this for you guys today. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this super simple look right here, go ahead and keep watching. All right, you guys, so I've already done this eye. This lash band is super reflective. I'm not sure why, I can't figure it out, so ignore that. It's a little reflective, but I promise you it is on the eye and I've already covered it with liner. We're gonna touch up this eye later when we have our base on, but I do wanna kind of get a jump start by finishing this eye and going on to this eye. So I've already primed my lid with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and then I set it with a pressed powder, whatever pressed powder you have, or concealer will work. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm using two palettes here today. One shadow from the James Charles palette, which is Guac. It's just a shimmery kind of forest green shade. Anything you have will work. You do not need this palette to do it. And then I'm also going in with the BH Aurora Lights palette, and I'm using Australis, this shade, focus, right here. So again, use whatever you have. Honestly, I don't need to go in with both of these. The Australis, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I'm probably not, is a little bit darker and a little more reflective. So I'm starting with Guac to kind of like lay out what I'm gonna do, and then I'm mainly going in with the shadow in the BH palette. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm starting with a super, God bless my cat, I am starting with a super thin winged liner brush. This is the Sigma E06. It is the best tiny winged liner brush I've ever seen. It works so well, especially if you have hooded eyes, because you can really get in and tight line and not take up extra space on your lid. So love this brush. I think if you have hooded eyes, you need this in your collection. Sigma brushes are so good. I'll leave a link below if you want to pick this brush up as well. So starting with Guac in the James Charles palette, I'm just gonna kind of start to lay the foundation for this shape. So this is much, much different from what I usually do, but I think it's really different, and there's no better time to do this than something on New Year's Eve. So it's gonna be kind of hard to demonstrate this in the camera because I'm gonna have a mirror in front of my face. So I'm gonna try to turn so it focuses on me instead of the mirror. It tends to focus on the mirror, and I'm dipping into the Guac shade, and I wanna kind of look straight into my mirror so I can see where, basically when I look straight, I'm kind of seeing where I should stop the shadow so you could still see it peeking through a little bit. This is gonna be a little bit of trial and error. It was for me with placement. Normally I place my shadows when I'm winging up to kind of extend the eye upwards, but with this we're going a little more out so you could see the shadow when I'm looking straight at you, if that makes sense. But I also don't want this to be too crazy. I still want it to look tasteful. So I'm going to kind of look at both my eyes to make sure they're lined up. And the beautiful part about not doing your base with this is if you mess up, you can kind of just rub it away. So let me actually scoot in a little bit more so you guys can see here. and move things around. I also like to kind of anchor my arm on a table when I'm doing this because it's such fine detail work, it helps. So I am still gonna follow my lower lash line, but I'm going a little outwards instead of upwards. And the more you practice, I'm not going past also the tail of my brow. We're not gonna do much with the brows. I have them set up with a gel liner, but we're gonna fill in a little bit, but I don't wanna extend farther than my eyebrow. And I'm just gonna kind of keep looking back and forth to make sure it's lining up well with the other one. I think that might be going a little too high, but we'll see. I'm pretty okay with that for now. And again, dipping back into guac, I'm going to follow basically my orbital bone. So when I kind of close my eyes like this, you're not going to see too much of the shadow coming up, but that's kind of my guideline. So when I look down and open my eyes a little, I can kind of see exactly where that like creasing area is. That's where I'm going to kind of follow for bringing the wing in. And I kind of can like not raise my brows to make sure and then raise. And it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain this except for let me stop my cat from eating, which he always does when I start doing a tutorial. Basically, I'm just kind of following where my eye is naturally creasing. And it's like I was saying, it's like hard to explain, but just by like in slow motions like this, it's almost effortless. My hand just kind of starts to like go into autopilot and follows that like crease area. It's weird, basically. And then I kind of flip the brush because it's easier to go in from this side. And then when I get towards my inner crease area, dipping slowly into guac, I'm going to kind of go, see how I kind of comes to a point in there? I'm going to kind of do that with this as well. Just like that. And I think that just kind of like extends the eye a little bit and looks pretty. You could totally just go straight down into your like inner corner if you preferred that. I think that just kind of adds a little extra. And then from the inner corner, I'm just gonna kind of build like a triangle. Going out. So it's almost like an inner wing as well. So I think that's pretty even. When we fill it in with the shadow, I can always like clean it up with concealer when I go in and do my base. So now I'm just gonna go in with a dense flat brush. So this is just some makeup brush that I got from Amazon. This is what it looks like. I'm not sure of this brand. I just picked it up for like a Halloween tutorial I was thinking of doing. And now I'm going to dip into that BH green color, Australis. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. And I'm gonna just kind of start to fill in the gaps. I'm not trying to be super neat here. I just want like a rough fill in, but I'm keeping it tight to my like lower lash line and dropping things. And then when I kind of get more towards the top, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. So actually I am gonna grab this crown brush right now. This is just a craft store brush. And you could wet your brush as well. And there is gonna be a lot of fallout with this, which is why I didn't do my base. So just take your time with it until you fill everything in. All right, and before I go any farther, I'm gonna go in with the smallest little blending brush and flat brush I have. This came with a Dose of Colors palette. They're so super, super tiny, both sides of it. So I'm gonna take that tiny blending side over here, and I'm just gonna start to blend the edges a bit. This isn't necessary. At first I liked it kind of stark and with a harsh edge, but then I wanted to blend it. So whatever you like. I think the blending just kind of softened everything for me, and I'm really somebody who likes to go in and blend, so it just kind of made everything look a little better in my opinion. But if you like it stark, leave it stark. You could totally go in with a glitter liner as well and kind of line the edges. I'm just not a huge glitter person. Love shimmer, don't love glitter. So slowly I'm just gonna work these edges. All right, so I've blended to a point that I'm cool with. I do want to go in and just clean up under my eyes a little bit. So I'm gonna do that with a little microfiber towel here. And then I'm gonna go in and put my base on and then clean up this outer edge a little bit. I think it extends a little bit longer than this one, and throw on a lash. This is just my Kiss corset lashes. I'm gonna put a little bit of gel black eyeliner. I'm gonna tight line that and then put a nude liner under my eye, and then I'll meet you back here and we will go in and show you the rest. All right, you guys, so I finished up this eye, popped on the lashes. I am so frustrated with these lashes. These are the Kiss corset lashes. When you first open them, they're really not easy to like mold to your eyes. I think it's on there. If it's not, I apologize. I am frustrated right now. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up the face. I obviously applied my base. I used my favorite current winter foundation routine. I just posted a video on that if you wanna see what I have on for my base. We're gonna go ahead and highlight. I did throw a little bit of highlight on the inner corner. I used the Desi X Katie Fuego highlight for the inner corner because it has a little bit more of like a gold tint to it, which I really like. I think it complements the green really nicely. And I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the rest of my face with the Nikki Tutorials Everglow. I'm gonna kind of dip into both of these two shades. And don't be afraid to highlight if you're doing this on New Year's or any day, to be honest. This stuff is super intense. Ofra makes some beautiful highlights. I really want to try some more, and I'm just going to go ahead and highlight my face. You could see also I didn't do too much with my eyebrows. I just kind of fluffed them up so they were like standing up, and then I filled in really, really lightly with my Anastasia brow powder. I again want the focus on the eyes, and I thought if I had like an Instagram perfect brow, it would be way too much. And I also went a little lighter on the coverage for my skin. I wanted it to look kind of like skin and not be too heavy because I didn't want the face to look really heavy with an intense eye and then super intense coverage on my face. And then I always kind of like to go over my highlights so it really meshes with the skin with my beauty blender. My camera's gonna die. I'm probably gonna have to change the battery in just a second here. All right, and then to bronze, I'm just gonna go in with the Wet n Wild You're Dragging Me Down, and then I'm gonna contour a little bit with the Catrice Prime and Fine in Ashy Radiance. So I'm gonna kind of go in with a combo of those, first bronzing and then contouring. And finally, to blush, I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Blank. It's from the Anastasia Blush Trio Pool Party. Ooh, that was a lot. All right, and then I'm just gonna set everything with my Skindinavia makeup finishing spray in the bridal kind. This was in my 2018 favorites. Love this stuff. so much. All right, you guys, and this is the completed look, and everything is set, and this is not going anywhere. The Scandinavia makeup setting spray is definitely a must-have if you're gonna be partying all night long on New Year's Eve. So this is it. I had so much fun filming this and trying a different style. I think that 2019 is gonna be one of those years for me where I step outside of my comfort zone and try new things. I'm gonna really try to do that. I know I kind of keep things simple, but I can still keep things simple and kind of fresh and try new things like this. This was so easy, so simple, and I think it's beautiful. So like I said in the beginning, make sure to check out Snitchery. She's so talented. I'm so happy she posted that video, and it kind of reminded me to try new things basically. I was also looking at some of my makeup books. I'm gonna do a video on that, like all of my makeup books that I kind of look to for inspiration. That's gonna be coming soon. But yeah, that's it for this one, you guys. I hope you had fun. If you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, make sure to subscribe. If you are going out for New Year's, be safe, make good choices. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.